This location is the Northeast Smokejumper Base and also the Fort St. John Fire Zone. This is our parachute packing loft where all the rigging tables are. What's happening right now here is all those parachutes you see on those tables, those are main canopies that the jumpers are going out under. There's the fire gong. When that goes off, people will suit up. We talked about that earlier. But yeah, after the parachutes are deployed, they're required to be hung and shaken. We inspect them, do any sort of repairs or maintenance to them that's required before they go on the tables and are packed for operational purposes. This area here, this is our sewing room and manufacturing. Almost all of our equipment and all of our jump gear is manufactured and assembled here in Fort St. John by wildfire service staff, smoke jumpers specifically. We can't send our parachutes out for repair when they get a hole in them, stuff like that. So they get broken down, fully repaired, and put back into service here. So when we think of like the actual jump gear that we're talking about manufacturing, everything that you see here is something that we actually fabricate and build here on site or in service. So these jumpsuits are made out of ballistic Kevlar. It prevents the risk of spearing, so as jumpers may travel or enter like the forest, there's obviously a lot of sticks or branches that they could be impacted by. The spear resistance associated with the material reduces the risk to the jumper. So that's why we use that material, as well as it's also fire resistant up to like 600 degrees. And that closed cell foam acts as a life preserver if the jumper was to end up in a river. These large collars that you see here, they're designed to go around the helmet to reach around it. This prevents any sort of like branches or something possibly to get up and under the helmet, you know, where you risk of once again spearing or puncturing. The different risers, the colors that we see on them, is a large parachute and medium parachute, and the blue on the bottom is small. And it's basically associated with the jumper size and weight in order that they have a more consistent descent rate to the ground. So when the fire gong goes off, when they have a fire call, they come here, they rapidly suit up, and then they go and load in the aircraft, which is up here. So right now they do have a number of air tanker missions happening for a number of like local fires that are going. And so yeah, you can see them rolling from the air tanker base here. So this is the aircraft. This is one of our smoke jumper aircraft that we utilize. It currently doesn't have any equipment loaded on it. You can come on inside. Generally across this side of the aircraft, it's normally loaded with fire gear. We can see it in one of our like forklift pallets over there. It's fully loaded with gear, and then the jumpers are loaded in the seats that are adjacent to it. The gear is just not on the aircraft right now because we're in the process of doing recurrency jumps and seasonal certifications for new recruits. So it's kind of playing two roles, one for fire response, as well as we're trying to get staff trained and ready to go for the fire season. So the fire hose that the crews are using, when it's in a melon roll, that's come off a fire. They've utilized it for fire operations. They stretch it all out, they dry it. If it's clean enough, they re-roll it. And you can see the roller there. They re-roll it, and then they put it in there, and then they repack it in bags so that it can refunction for the next fire it goes to.